This ain't no joke, this ain't no game. This that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. I'm on the show, spread fake news. We just call it podcast. West, Joey, Sam, Shawn, Dalton. And you know that boy Higgy. He said he want small fries. Tell him they better make him big. Yeah, you already know what we be on.
You bet. Jordan, here he goes. This place is gone.
If we set it and set it in stone, sit in the seat, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal Sports Zone.
Straight steal of home. The slide. The Cards win.
The magic is working tonight. How do you know when things are
The emotional journey to the championship.
What is up? Welcome, everybody. Coming to you live from the Rally House Studios. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Wyman, here tonight with with our normal Friday night crew. First and foremost, he is the women's basketball beat writer for UofL for CardinalSportsZone.com. He is the football beat writer for Louisville football for CardinalSportsZone.com. He is the one, the only Sam Baisden. And he's half awake, half asleep, and half man, so don't come test him. Sitting next to him, as you all can see, he is the depleted one. I don't know where I'm going with that. But I'll tell you what, I've been told that him and the Ken doll have a lot of things alike. I won't go into that.
No,
Certainly,
Ken doll's been in a box before. What? It's true.
he's smooth down there too, Sean Barber.
Oh.
How's it going?
And last but not least, don't you do it. He's the big little brother. Little big brother. He's big little brother. Don't even start. It's Joe Woman.
Acknowledge me.
No, don't stop.
Yeah.
Cannot stand this dude. Wes Keys, what's up, crew? What's up, man? Joe on YouTube says go Pitt. Wes Brocky says what's up, CSZ crew. Chris Curry says Bird Gangstas. Wild Wild West. Fabian says, yo, what's up? Wes is acknowledging you too. I don't. Wes Brocky is. I'm not going to stand for that. I'm going to sit for it, but I won't stand for it. I will say this: he did not almost get me into a fight at OVW last night, so I'm gonna let him slide a little bit tonight. Look, we got a full show for you all tonight. Those of you all who are stat junkies, I did take care of that for y'all this week, as I always do. Don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open. If you are watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or however, send us your questions or comments on social. Check on the graphic below to see how you can follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media and how you can help support us monetarily with the new way, the biggest way, are YouTube subscriptions. You can subscribe to the podcast monthly for a low nominal fee, and you get 24-hour access to me and the crew if we can answer any of your questions and we can help out in any way. That's including the subscription, so take advantage of that. We already have several people that are doing that. We appreciate it. That's how we keep the show running, is through you all. We appreciate that. Hit the thumbs up button while you're here on YouTube watching the show. Make sure you're watching on YouTube if you can. It will help us out more analytically for our sponsors. Speaking of sponsors, shout out to Fitness Market, Four Pegs, the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters, Cherry Pick and Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Rally House, and Planet Fitness. Listen, how's everybody doing tonight, Sean? How's your evening been? You've been hobbling around like an old man. Are you going to go to the doctor about your knee?
Eventually.
No, he didn't. Sam, what about you? How's your day been? I know you worked all day long, and then walked to my house tonight with a feta cheese and spinach pizza, which to me sounds like butt on a plate. I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, it's fine. Joey,
Tastes good to me.
Absolutely. Joey, what about you? Good day?
It's been a pretty crappy week.
Okay, well, that's good to hear.
It's Friday, so that rectifies a lot of things.
Rectify, play the butt, rectify. Okay, listen, before we go any further, stop it, Tamatonga. Before we get started, I do want to wish a happy 10th anniversary to my buddy Steve Rumage and Charity. And oddly enough, happy 21st birthday to Charity.
I thought you was going to say happy 8-year graduation from high school to Charity.
Let's see. Happy 10th year anniversary. So that would be insinuating that she was 11 when they were married. That's not true. She was a little older than that. I think she was 14. I'm just joking. They know what I'm talking about. It's an inside joke. But congratulations to them, 10 years of marriage. That's it's not 25 years like some people in the room, but you know, it's a big milestone these days.
Yeah, both mine up to get 10 years.
We got to turn this camera because
I was going to say something, but I didn't want to mess with it while.
Hold on. You turn yours.
Look.
Hold on. Turn yours towards you. Towards you. Towards you. The opposite direction.
That's not towards me.
That is towards you.
It was already facing that way.
No, now it's good. Now we're perfect. Perfect.
It was already facing that way, so towards me would be this way.
Not from my direction.
Well,
but anyway.
You didn't say towards you my way.
Why would I give you directions from your perspective?
Turn it to your right. Oh, well, that's your right.
I didn't say your. I said turn it.
That would be the same thing. This is my right. That's your left.
So about your week, crappy.
Yeah.
Well, what were you about to? You're about to say something.
Well, that was 30 seconds ago.
All right, let's get into it. The breakdown of stats, segment 1. Stop it. Stanford 2-7 on the year. They average about 175 yards passing per game, rush for 140. They average 20 points per game, but give up almost 35 points per game. They've scored 22 touchdowns and given up 40 on the season. They're ranked 16th or 17th in the conference if you add Notre Dame. A lot of people do. Still, Florida State's the only team that's worse than them. Their quarterback, Ashton Daniels, passes for 112 yards per game. He's got a 51% completion percentage against the top 25. He's only thrown for 1 touchdown against the top 25, in which they are 0-3. He's thrown 6 touchdowns and had 8 interceptions on the season, sacked 12 times. He's also the leading rusher for the team at 53 yards per game and 2 touchdowns. He's a Wildcat quarterback, runs out of the Wildcat formation, 87 yards per game by all other running backs. All 7 rushing touchdowns this season are by the quarterback, from the quarterback position. Leading wide receiver is Eric Ayomanor, 66 yards per game. He's got 5 touchdowns on the season. And tight end Sam Roush is their secondary receiver. He averages 27 yards per game and has 2 touchdowns on the season. They've only scored 22 total touchdowns all year. 2 of them are defensive touchdowns, 1 kickoff return for a touchdown. Their kicker, pretty good. 22 for 22 from extra point and 10 from 12 from the field goal range. His 2 misses from 47 and 53, pretty respectable misses. Defensively, 3 linebackers and 2 safeties are amongst the top 6 tacklers on the team. They've got 18 total team sacks. Tafiti, which is one of their top 6 tacklers, he leads the team with 3.5 sacks. They have picked off their opponents 7 times this season, probably more than we have, which is a low amount. Lieber and Wright have 2 interceptions each. They have fumbled the ball 19 times and only recovered 5 of them. They've been intercepted. So they've got a total of 27 turnovers on the season, which is an average of 3 per game. That's pretty, that sucks. 3:30 tomorrow, ACC Network. We are 20.5, just call it 21-point favorites. Guys, we'll start with Sam. Sam, thoughts on all? I broke it down like nobody broke it down yet. How are you feeling about tomorrow? We're not giving predictions or anything, but what are the? Let me rephrase that: strengths and weaknesses tomorrow, and are you even worried at all with such a big point spread?
The point spread worries me. The win doesn't. I feel at this point in time during the season, I don't think maybe one game we played a non-dual threat, non-running quarterback. So I don't think there are many formations or schemes, designs that Stanford can throw at Louisville with a quarterback run that they haven't seen already.
So you're going to say they're not going to trick us?
I mean, they could try.
They tricked
I
me.
do worry about the tight end. I'm not worried about the wide receiver. Yeah, I know. But I'm not worried about the quarterback run game or the running back run game. I'm worried about the tight end and the passing game, and maybe a little bit in the slot too. But outside of that, Louisville had a bye week to get healthy, to clean up some stuff. Like I said before, I think the bye week came at a rough time for us because we were kind of rolling. So hopefully they can go ahead and transfer that energy over to this weekend and continue on. But other than that, I think it's going to be one of those games where Louisville has to assert their dominance, or prove that they're a better team, and go out and play like we all anticipated them playing at the beginning of the season.
Absolutely. To the chat line real quick, Chad Brocky, what's up, fellas? Beat Stanford. Joe from YouTube. Is that you? I'm not reading his comments anymore.
That was from Twitter.
No?
Yeah, no, I was on Twitter Live.
So you were on Twitter and YouTube tweeting yourself?
No.
Oh, so that's not you. You're not Joe from YouTube. Okay, that's what I was
I'm
saying.
Joe from Twitter.
No, I thought you were like, oh man, that Joe guy seems pretty awesome. And I was like, oh, he's
That was me.
right. But I thought you were insinuating that you were also Joe from YouTube.
Oh no.
Joe from YouTube says, man, just imagine if we make the ACC championship game. Wouldn't that be wild after the start of the season? Absolutely. Great evening, guys. Or good evening, guys, from Tom Jeffries. Bo Fleming says, what's going on, folks? What's up, Bo? Chris Curry says, happy anniversary, Rummage turning up with a Diet Coke. That's probably, that's the move. Another Route Enterprise says, Realville Sports in the building. Okay, shout out. And Brent Kaufman says, I have to ask, why did we not bring Ante Bursavich to Louisville? That was one of the guys we were going after, and I don't have the answer to that, Brent. I apologize. Shawn, let's go to you since we had a couple of comments I wanted to. Plus, Joe, I thought Joey was tweeting himself there. What are your worries about tomorrow? Because for me, I always worry to play off a little bit about what Sam said. I always worry about a big point spread because to me, that just makes teams feel like, well, we don't have to play as hard. We can. We're supposed to beat them a whole lot. If we mess up a first couple drives, we're going to beat the crap out of them. This team has seemed focused, though. They have
What?
Get loose. I will say this. The team was very, very unfocused at the start of the season, and they have cleaned that up. They've gotten to a point, bless you, to a point where you haven't seen as many of the mental mistakes, the offsides, the false starts, the blown coverages. They've tightened all that up. Hopefully that continues. But what worries you? What worries you about tomorrow? And then what makes you conversely not worry about tomorrow?
What worries me would be just the fact that, let's be honest, Jeff Brom has a history of winning a big game and the next game having a letdown. Now, having the bye week is actually maybe not a bad thing.
I cannot believe he just said that.
It may not be a bad thing because usually you have the big win and the very next week you got to try to refocus. Now you've had a bye week to kind of savor that win, and now you come in and refocus the last 3 games of the season. So that worries me though, just because Stanford's not good. This is not. And what you got to worry about is the team coming in and playing to that level, right? Now, the thing that I'm not worried about is I think our offense is so good that we could still cover the spread even when we don't play the best game. And I just think Stanford's defense is Joey's favorite word, trash.
That's gimmick infringement.
That is.
And their offense, if we get ahead of them, by the way, I don't think they don't have a chance at all. If we get up 7, 10, 14-0, it's over then and there. Because they do not have the ability to come from behind to win a game.
Gosh dang. You don't have the ability. Never mind.
From the front either. Is that what you're going to say? What about you, Joey? What worries you and doesn't worry you about tomorrow?
What worries me about tomorrow is nothing.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely nothing. As Shawn would say, it's what city is it Stanford, California?
Palo Alto.
It's Merkin season in Palo Alto.
Okay.
I'm gonna still, since he stole mine, I'm still.
I think that's very fair. I
Yeah,
think that's very fair.
Like, I think this is the worst team we've played all year, and that's including more. Who did we play?
Played
Jacksonville State and Jackson State.
Who did we play the first week? Austin P.
Austin P. I think this is the worst team we've played all year, without a doubt.
Okay. More interceptions than that stuff.
We only have 2.
We've only picked
for the
them
whole
off.
Season. Quincy Riley has 1,
and TJ Capers
has 1.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That reminds me of the similar situation. We were sitting at we were playing South Florida, one of Strong's years, and it was the worst year drought. We hadn't had a turnover 8 games into the season. And I was freaking out because I'm like, how do we not have – I still remember him putting in Dominic Brown at quarterback and me thinking he was crazy. And Dominic did a pretty decent job. But
who was Sam? What not you, Sam, but Sam, what was his name? Wake Forest, Notre Dame, Sam
Hartman.
Can he play for Stanford? Can he play for one of the teams in the next couple weeks that we play, so we can build our interceptions up for the year? That's crazy. I know we've had a lot of close ones.
8 or 9 of them, because we've had 2 or 3 right in guys' hands. I mean, just dropped. Flat out dropped.
I don't know why you had to illustrate that, Shawn, especially that way.
2 or 3 right in guys' hands.
Yeah, right here.
Dude.
And now
he did it again.
Now he's doing it in front of his face and shaking his hands.
He did it again. Gosh dang it, Shawn.
Whoa.
I hope
he ain't rubbing nothing.
All right, guys, we're going to be back after the break. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. There's the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters. It's time. Located behind the El Nepal at 2745 Crittenden Drive. They're set up there all football season for the home game. Shout out to Bill, Garrett, Rhino, Craig, Kevin, Doc, and the crew. Rest in peace, Corrito, for a great time. Hit up the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters. Four Pegs Beer Lounge, where every week is either Wings Day or the Ribs Day. On Wings Day, $20 all-you-can-eat jumbo smoked wings and $1.25 per wing all day long. On the Ribs Day, come get the best ribs in the Ville for just $25 all you can eat or $2 a bone all day long. Fitness Market. Contact our fine friends at Fitness Market to find out how they can furnish your dream at-home gym. From treadmills to saunas to weights, they have you covered. Planet Fitness. Shout out to Planet Fitness and Rick Cooper for helping us look sharp on the sidelines this summer. Great monthly deals for memberships as well. Check your local listings for a location near you. Cherry Pickin', a hoops-themed cold-pressed juice and smoothie bar inspiring you to take what's good. Conveniently located at 828 East Main Street behind the local seltzery. Tell them CSZ sent you for 15% off your total order. Shoot 360, a premier state-of-the-art basketball training facility with highly skilled trainers. Call 515-6556 and sign up today. Great value all around. And if you go to shoot360.com, you can pre-register for a free workout. Come to Shoot 360, the world's most advanced basketball training facility. Rally House. Check out our friends at the Jefferson Mall. Lisa, Dee, Rico, Amanda, and the crew. Tell them Cardinal Sports Zone sent you. They'll make sure you get taken care of really well. Rally House. Our house. Your house. Rally House. Local stuff. Last but not least, our fine friends at Mossy Oak and Hart Properties. If you are in the market to buy or sell farms, land, recreational, or residential areas in the state of Kentucky, let Paul or one of their team of professionals at Mossy Oak and Hart Realty help you out with all your buying and selling needs. Call Paul at 270-537-4422 or email him at pthomas@mossyoakproperties.com. Mossy Oak, we know land. Now back to you guys in the studio. We appreciate that. And once again, we thank all of our fine sponsors here at the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. Again, Jeremy Wyman, Joe Wyman, Sam Bazin, Sean Barber, here with the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. Again, we want to thank the sponsors, but we want to what's the word I'm looking for? We want to reiterate that the YouTube subscriptions are now an option. It gives you 24-hour access to us. You just hit my DMs, and I'll answer you. The people who are subscribed, I will get right back to you. If you're not subscribed, I'll still answer your questions, but it'll be a couple days. I'll pull a Sean Barber on you. But also, really quick, before we go any further in the show, we've got to ask the question. It's America's favorite new segment, starring Sean.
No.
He didn't do it.
I'm waiting for the day he surprises everyone and says,
I did it.
"Oh,
He did it.
He's like, yes, he's gonna like be stone faced the whole show, and then we're gonna play it. He'll be like, matter of fact, mother lover, I did.
No, what was the movie with the guy that played Stifler and the little nerdy skinny dude, and he
was it Road Trip?
Road Trip, yeah. He gonna have some leopard print panties. He's gonna come in. He's not gonna tell nobody. He's gonna pull them out of the pocket of his hoodie and be like, "Yeah,
I did it." But yeah, we wanted to go ahead and do that. Look, there is a road to the playoffs for the Louisville Cardinals. We're going to talk about that in a second. There's a road to the ACC title as well. And we'll bring you bowl projections here in a second. Our guy Kelly Dickey at Real Card Game says Louisville must beat Stanford and Pittsburgh. Clemson must lose to Pittsburgh. And Miami must lose to Wake Forest or Syracuse. Louisville would win the tiebreaker amongst 6-2 teams by the virtue of its ACC opponents having the highest collective winning percentage. The college football playoff rankings came out Tuesday. We are 19th in the poll this week. Should move up 3 or 4 spots. Let's go really quickly to the games of interest. I've got that here. I had it queued up to be able to pull up and talk about. Here we go. Games of interest. Where are we at? Games of interest. Sean, you're fired. Games of interest. So we do have 3 or 4 opportunities to move up a few more this week. There's only one game outside of the top 18 that we're watching for the ACC championship game purposes. We need Clemson 10-point favorites to lose at Pitt this Saturday at noon on ESPN. Miami and SMU scenarios are below. Go to cardinalsportzone.com. Check on games of interest. It's a very, very intricate new post I've been doing to break this down for everybody. Number 18, Washington State. They're 8-1. They're 12-point favorites. That's not really close. Number 17, Colorado, 10-point favorites against Utah. That's a home game for them. That's an I have deemed that upset alert.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kansas
come off that last game against BYU.
Number 16, Kansas State.
They're losing.
It's my upset alert. Number 2, they are 9-point dogs to Arizona State. Or no. They're favored by 9 against Arizona State. Whoever's our editor needs to be fired. That was mistyped. Number 15, Texas A&M are 39-point favorites. So we're not going to call that an upset alert.
No. They're playing
New Mexico State. SMU hosts Boston College at 3:30 on ESPN. SMU 17.5-point favorites.
Should be more.
Probably will. I typed this up on Tuesday, so they may be more now that their quarterback is now they're out of whatever. He's not playing anymore. Boise State are 13-point favorites against San Jose State. The third opportunity, I believe, as long as the higher ranked team wins, number 7 Tennessee at number 12 Georgia. They play. Number 11 Ole Miss. They have a bye week. Number 10 Alabama hosts 9-1 Mercer at 2 p.m. No spread on this one due to them playing the FCS team. Pretty good FCS team as well. Miami's got a bye week. Notre Dame hosts Virginia. They are 23-point favorites. Georgia's a 10-point favorite at Tennessee, by the way. Or I'm sorry, versus Tennessee. They're hosting Tennessee, and they're favored by 10. BYU hosts Kansas. Now, this is my upset watch number 3. BYU is favored in this game by 3 points. They're at BYU, which means they've been given 3 points. So this is technically a pick 'em. Kansas is not that great of a team, but they're not that bad. And they play really well on the road. So that's another one. If BYU loses to Kansas, they're falling all the way out. I truly believe that. So we've got 3 or 4 more shots. I don't believe Indiana's going to lose on the bye week. Penn State is favored by 28.5 versus Purdue. Texas is 13.5-point favorites at Arkansas. Ohio State's 28.5-point favorite at Northwestern. And finally, Oregon is 14-point favorites at Wisconsin. Then we have the full playoff poll. All the details are in that story at cardinalsportzone.com. Make sure you check it out because it takes me a long time to do that, and it's not fun.
So if Clemson beats Pitt tomorrow, then that's a wrap for us going to the ACC championship, right? All of those things have to happen, correct?
I guess. I'm not really sure. Not really sure. Speaking of the polls, giggity, the Cards move up 3 spots to number 22 in the AP poll. After the bye week, Cards jump 2 spots to number 24. They finally get into the coaches poll. They're number 24. In the computer poll, the FPI poll, the Cards moved 1 spot up to number 13. Cards have a 3:30 matchup again at Stanford Saturday on the ACC network. Let's get to.
By the way, Mercer's ranked 9th in the country in FCS.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the FCS polls here in a little bit, but let's get to. Is this the right one? I'm probably going to mess it up. Let's get to our predictions. All right, prediction time. Really quick before we get to our predictions, we want you all to give us predictions as well. Broly 033 says go Cards, beat the team down the road and Stanford. We have a big matchup. Sam's will talk about that in a few. So we got that out of the way. We're going to go. Let's do this in a different order this time. I'm going to give my prediction, and then I'm going to let you all do y'all's thing. I'm going to say Cardinals. I'm going to say a team with the word Cardinal in their mascots going to win this game. No, I'm not doing that. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to say 38-20. Louisville, we don't cover the spread. And I think for me to be comfortable and for us to be comfortable with the victory, we don't want to have to depend on covering the spread because that'll put too much pressure on the guys. I'm going to say 38-20, even though I feel like it's going to be a bigger blowout than that. This is my cover my butt pick. So 38-20, giggity, not butt pick, but butt select. Gosh dang it. 38-20 Cardinals, Louisville Cardinals, that is. Don't call us the Cardinal. Shawn, what about you? And then we'll give our locks. I'll go ahead and give my lock. 2 interceptions tomorrow. We're going to match 3 interceptions tomorrow. They're going to have 3 turnovers. All 3 of them are going to be picks. But see, then if that's the case, the scores will be wider than 38-20. Tyler Shuck, 400 yards passing. That's my lock. Quincy and a Quincy interception. Shawn?
I'm going to go 52-10.
God dang.
Oh, just wait.
I'm going to go 52-10. And forgive my locks will be we're going to recover 2 fumbles.
Okay. Well, that's
one of them will be by Stanquan Clark, and the other will be by returning Ben Perry.
okay. I like it.
And then do I want to give an offensive one too?
Do what you want. This is your time.
Yeah. Let me give an offensive one. I'm going to have
Sorry, I just want to interrupt you. Okay, Shawn has laid the gauntlet out. Giggity. Joey?
I'm going 58-9.
God.
Their field goal kicker is their MVP. I think the passing game lights it up in Palo Alto tomorrow. We know what our run game can do. They'll still get some rushes, but I think we're going to be able to just throw the ball down the field. And my lock's going to be Shuck has 5 touchdown passes.
I like what I'm hearing so far.
I almost was going to say, along with that 5 touchdown passes, 450 yards passing.
How many did I say?
400.
But how
And
many?
I was already thinking that, so I left that part out. But I'm saying the 5 touchdown passes.
So you're saying
And I'm gonna
450?
say- no, I'm going offense, 5 touchdown passes.
Okay.
by Shuck, and 5 sacks by the defense tomorrow.
We need that. We definitely need that to build towards the next week's
Because
game.
our defensive line versus their offensive line is going to be a massacre, I believe, tomorrow. Their offensive line is not good.
While Sam gives us what his locks and his prediction, all you all out there in Card Nation, please give us your predictions, your locks, and we'll read them right after Sam gets done. But let's go ahead. Sam.
I'm going to go 45-10 Cards. My lock for this game is we'll have 2 100-yard receivers and 2 100-yard rushers.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
That'll be my lock.
I don't think that is that's undoable.
700 yards of total offense.
I think we can hope to put them more than 45 points for that one.
I'm gonna add that in.
Okay.
5 tutties, 5 sacks, 700 yards of total offense.
This is one of those video games.
Mhm.
That
It is.
And for Babu and Joe, yes, that is correct. As I read earlier, Louisville must beat Stanford and Pittsburgh. Clemson
Okay.
must lose to Pittsburgh.
So we'll know tomorrow if we still have a chance.
Yes, and Miami must lose to Wake Forest or Syracuse. Louisville would win the tiebreaker amongst
Right.
6 and 2. We're not worried about SMU
No.
unless they
in.
lose unless they lose tomorrow. Well, no, they could lose out. They could end up with 4
I
conference
think it
losses.
would still leave them with.
Leave them with 4, right?
No, they don't have 4 conference games.
No, they've already lost the conference game though, right?
Just one.
Right. So if they lost their last 3, that would put them at 4 conference losses.
Well, even know because their only loss they had was out of conference to BYU.
Okay, so then they don't have a conference loss. So we're not worried about them.
No. Yeah, that's why. Okay, I knew that when I had looked, they are in. Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, okay. So they play Boston College tomorrow at Virginia, Cal at home. They're not. As long as they win one of those games, they're automatically close.
Right, but if they lose
They're
out and
not gonna
Miami
win.
and Clemson win out, then those 2 teams would be
Yeah.
in the championship game. So yeah, I didn't think
Smooth
anybody.
Smooth's winning at least one of those 3.
I just knew that I just knew nobody had clinched yet for the ACC title game.
But
So.
they've clinched.
So yeah, I did see y'all's comments. I'll go ahead and throw them up on the board. But yeah, I'd already read that tweet from Kelly Dickey earlier. It says exactly what y'all are saying. Oops, I didn't mean to click off that so fast. My fault. I said my fault.
Your vault?
My bad and my fault together. Let's see. Any shout out to Andre and Hayden that are. I don't know what's going on with Netflix. It's not.
So many people trying to watch this fight. And then you get the regular moviegoers.
Well, we should get first access. We've been here for a minute, so and hopefully Teresa remembered to turn off the TV downstairs.
I turned them off.
Thank you, Joey.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
She couldn't figure it out.
I don't doubt that.
Seriously.
All right, let's get to segment 4, which is we have a big basketball game tomorrow versus the University of Smurf Turds. Sam, give us a little bit of the breakdown, what to watch for, and I really value your opinion on this. Oh, my gosh, they're swinging, bro. Oh. No, I want Chris Brown. Sorry, that's probably poor taste. Sam, go ahead and break down tomorrow's basketball matchup for us, too.
So we take on, like you said, the blue folks up in Lexington tomorrow. I'm hoping this will be the game where Jada Curry makes her season debut for Louisville. She's been out with a hamstring injury for the previous games. New coach Kenny Brooks, we all familiar with his playing style at Virginia Tech. I will say it's kind of annoying that he brought Georgia Amore with him. I thought I was done with her and him at the end when he went to UK, but I guess that was not true. But she's the head of the snake at UK right now. He did bring over, like I said, Georgia Amore and Clara Stark. She's averaging about 17 points, 11 rebounds right now. They play a fun style, tough style of defense, fun style offense. Really difficult to contain if you're not paying attention to the scout and to the game plan. But on the flip side, they have to guard Louisville. They have to play Louisville. Louisville's a tough team. They're young. We're seeing Jack Walsh start 2 freshmen this year, and a lot of the freshmen, especially Taj Roberts. You have McKinley Randolph and Amani Barry's been getting a lot of playing time lately too. So there's going to be a fun matchup to see how the young ladies go ahead in I would say, a tough environment. Traditionally, the UK's home crowd for women haven't been that hostile, but with the new life that Kenny Brooks brought in, it might be. But I still see Louisville pulling away with this because their depth, the continuity, and I think we just have more talent. And if you ask me, I still think Coach Jeff Walsh is a better coach anyway.
You almost called him Jeff Brom.
Yeah. But
is really quick? Is the game here or there?
It's in Lexington.
8-point win.
12.
13.
Shawn, what do you think?
That's great. Let's go 20.
We're winning by 4.
Reason 1,765,000. And Joe from YouTube does bring up a good point. A 6-2 tie. First off, SMU only needs to lose twice, because if they're tied with us, our record against similar opponents is better. The winning percentage of those teams are better. So that would actually, a 6-2 tie with us or Pittsburgh would put SMU and Miami out, as long as the other factors fell, such as
if we were 6-2 and Smooth was 6-2, they wouldn't get in over us because the head-to-head.
No, they don't do head-to-head in conference.
Okay.
They do the percentage, right?
Yeah, the opponent's winning percentage.
Okay.
So, yeah, and again,
let's get 2 of those teams to lose, and so if Smooth were to lose 2 of those 3, and those other things happen, then we would end up being the number 1.
Yeah, I mean that's it's possible, but not probable
so
for sure.
Saying there's a chance.
Oh, for sure.
Very Samsonite.
Very sure. Very true. What was I saying?
It's true.
Oh, it's true. Poor Kurt Angle, man. He's upset that he. Well, we'll just have to wait till we
It's
get it.
everybody in the country.
The entire.
I just clicked on Facebook and 5 posts because everybody's buffering. Everybody's picture quality, like downstairs earlier, the picture quality looked like it was 1983 NBA tape delay games.
Techno-ball type stuff.
Steve Roman says, I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like I may have the only Netflix account in the world working fine.
Mm-hmm. Just jinx it.
See you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Apparently, during the pre-fight stuff, Michael Irvin told Jerry that he needed to go get Dion for the head coaching job.
I've been saying that for like the last week or so.
Well, yeah, I mean it's assumed.
Dion Dallas as the head coach, and them draft Shedeur.
They'd have to trade Dak for that.
Well, they would trade Dak for that.
Trade Dak and
I don't know.
draft Shedeur and Gentry, and then you get your running back and your quarterback
Well,
in the future. Because they're going to get
Dallas is in the Maryland conversation.
That's very, very fair there. Very, very fair point.
You don't have to usually worry about beating Dallas in the playoffs. They'll
beat
themselves. Giggity. Right, Sean?
Don't act like you don't know.
He's a Bears fan.
Yeah. We're bad.
They're in no better shape now with Caleb Williams than they were last year with Justin Fields.
Can you kept the coach named Eberflus? What kind of coach is named Eberflus? Just a terrible name.
Not very good. Listen, we want to go ahead and ask you all to please support our photographers, Jeff Nunn, TJ Barr, Justin Kruger, and newest basketball photographer, Keith Russell, which now legitimately puts us with 2 of the top 5 photographers in the city. And they're not 4 and 5, that's for sure. Support them. Click on the photo galleries. We appreciate y'all's love and support. Sponsorship opportunities are right there next to Joey. If he points ahead of himself, from his vantage point.
That's why I just went with both.
You can email me at jswoman723@aol.com and ask what kind of packages giggity we have for you. Tune into the show Friday nights at 10:05 and Sundays at 1 p.m. Stay tuned to our social media feed and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live, even though we prefer YouTube. You all get some predictions and stuff in before we end the show, too. You can find the audio version on over 125 platforms overall: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, and iHeart. Hit subscribe, like, heart, or whatever it is Sean normally does on Saturday nights to have it downloaded directly to your PC or mobile phone. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, it's easy. Go back and check them all out at cardinalsportszone.com, the place that all began. Hit the podcast drop-down menu. Go to CSZ Podcast for our newer stuff. Go to archives for our older stuff. So it's literally, not to make fun of the Bible, but you got B, C, and AD. You know, for us, it's B9 and after 9, which is before we had our show on 93.9 and after we had our show on 93.9, which Sean produced some of the earlier shows when they sucked. So, no, it was fire. But go back and check them all out. We appreciate it. We also have very great exclusive writers on the site. Sean, Dalton, Sam. Whom I'm missing, Sean? I'm leaving people out. I'm not trying to. Jeff sucks. He can't stay awake long enough to write a great story.
JK used to write.
Yeah, Sam's taking a nap.
No, not.
But anyway, we have great featured writers there, and really do appreciate all their hard work and stuff. Shout out to everybody who's out there sharing the podcast. We appreciate you. Shout out to our guys, Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage, doing the Lord's work Monday through Friday from 10 to noon most of the time on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. Shout out to our friends at the 502 Circle, Dan and Mark and the crew, producing great stuff with the Floyd Street Media, Goal Line with Bilal Powell, Keeping It 100 with Kaysen and Noah, Inside the Huddle with Harry Douglas. It's the same time every show I start to get yawning. And I see Sam over there looking like he's about to nod off, and I'm like,
snoring downstairs.
He was snoring just now. Beyond the Court with Elena Scott, Inside the Huddle with Harry Douglas. All that great content on that. Follow Floyd Street Media on Twitter. Make sure you check out Around the ACC with Dalton Pence. It premieres every Friday at noon on our YouTube channel. Didn't have an episode today because Dalton is in Houston. I think he's in Texas for some sort of a he sells pool supplies and stuff. So he was at a convention in Texas this week and didn't get to do a whole lot of extra content other than his Locked On stuff. So we didn't have an episode today, but it will return. I hate this place. Next week.
Mm-hmm.
Where can everybody find you all on social media and not Grinder or Farmers Only, Sean?
At Elville Sean.
Sam?
Base Boy 124.
Joey?
Joe Wallman 526.
I'm at Jeremy_CSZ myself. Last words. Who wants to go? Sam, you go first on last words.
I'm going to say it, and I'm probably going to keep saying it. Everyone cherish your loved ones. The youth today, especially in the city of Louisville, spend some time with them. Get to know them. Find out what they're thinking about, what they're planning on doing. Just be positive. Give them someone positive to look up to. Give them something positive to do. And just spend some time with them. Productive time with them. Get them out of the house, away from the video games, away from the computers. Just do something positive with them. Spend some time with them, and try to turn them around, because the youth in our city is, for the most part, is they need help. They need positive reinforcements and positive attention from the adults in their life. And go Cards.
Nicely said. Sean, we're all waiting for it. Go ahead and tell everybody what time it is.
We'll change up a little bit. The Merkin machine is rolling into Palo Alto.
Okay.
We're going to show them what a real Cardinal is. Okay? It's not a tree. Nope. No trees.
I never got that.
Yeah, I never got it.
Is that a type of tree? Is Cardinal a type of tree?
Yeah,
That's a redwood. Their emblem / mascot is a redwood tree. I don't know that a cardinal is a type of redwood.
Okay.
But yeah.
I have no idea.
Is that all?
That's
You
it.
done? Joey?
That's it.
Go Mike Tyson. Like, I legit hope that everybody stays up and has endured all this buffering and grainy picture to see a 30-second Mike Tyson bell rings. They rush each other to the middle, 3 or 4 punches, uppercut. Jake Paul's looking up at the ceiling. So yeah, and then tomorrow it's going to be a show. I don't know if they have turf. I'm just going to say they do. This is going to be the reincarnation of the greatest show on turf, or it's going to be the new show of kick their on grass.
Okay.
We'll save Maryland and all the rest of it for Sunday.
Fair enough. From Google, Stanford University is called the Cardinal because of the school's color, Stanford Cardinal Red.
That's stupid.
In 1991, then President Donald Kennedy announced that the school's athletic teams would be represented by the color Cardinal. Stanford's history with the nickname Cardinal began in 1891 after the school beat Cal in the first big game. Local newspapers used the Cardinal theme in their headlines the day after the game. Stanford doesn't have an official mascot, but the Stanford tree is the unofficial mascot and the mascot of the Stanford band. The tree is based on El Palo Alto, the redwood tree that appears on the Stanford seal. The tree has been called one of the most controversial college mascots in the United States. I didn't know that they had that much smoke with the United States government as far as being one of the most controversial of all time.
They got a freaking tree as their mascot?
Maybe because of the name too. It's just not you have a tree and then you have a name. It really don't matter.
No, and I think Louisville fans are being tired of being called the Cardinal during it's plural. Yeah. Cardinals is plural, you twits. That's
Notre Dame gold.
One of these days we should do a tournament, a battle royale, so to speak. men's basketball, women's basketball, football, track.
Of mascots?
No, with Louisville and Stanford, and the winner of those events gets to keep the name Cardinals.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
Those ones have to be
Something else.
the bottom feeders.
They just call themselves the Stanford
They
trees.
can have a carp as their mascot.
No, Stanford Christmas trees, and they have to dress up the Christmas tree in like tinsel and all that crap.
Reason 1,476,312.
Which they do already during the Christmas stuff. They already put Christmas lights on the tree.
Yeah.
There you go. It's permanent.
Make sure y'all get y'all's last minute predictions and locks for the game tomorrow in while I finish up, because I do have a little bit to say tonight. No men's basketball this week, so we will she's got a lot of belts. Championships. Sorry, Vince. Christian Academy of Louisville has now won their first 2 games in the playoffs on their way to be back to back class. Is it 4A? Are they 4A?
I think they're 3A.
Whatever class they're in, they're only 4 wins away from the championship now. Don't you have to win 6 to win in a 64?
Yeah, because you got to win your read and then you go to Lexington.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. We already gave the shout out. We'll do it again. Happy 10th anniversary to Stephen Charity, and happy 21st birthday to Charity. That's just a joke. My niece Sydney is doing a Texas Roadhouse gift card. The proceeds of that, half of it goes to a charity. I don't remember. If you want to learn more about it, now it's only good till Sunday. So if you're interested in it, hop on. We did a live with 55 on Tuesday. Me and Sydney did, and she talked about like their school's funded by these. So some of their 5th grade activities and field trips and stuff are being funded by this. So if you're interested in having a Texas Roadhouse gift card, get in touch with me, and we'll figure out how to get the money and get you those gift cards. It would not be an episode of Cardinal Sports Zone podcast if I didn't make fun of Higgy. He did Twicca this week in Cardinal Athletics, and said that volleyball had a match this week at the L&N Credit Union. I'm not really sure which bank that he thought they were going to play volleyball in, but he left off arena off of that, so I had to make fun of him. Friend of the show, our guy Court Dennison. Their team is aren't they 7-2? 8-2. I think they're 8-2, and they've got 2 games left this season against number 1 and number 2. Tomorrow they have a matchup with number 1 North Dakota State, which almost upset Colorado earlier in the year. So well wishes out to him and the team.
Strengthening that resume, sir.
Absolutely, we want you back as soon as possible. Kenai Roos has a meet and greet tomorrow from 4 to 6 during the football game. Make sure you can get out there if you want to meet Kenai Roos. Great kid. I've known him for a little while because of his ties with Nolan and Sydney. Nolan was the reason he came to Louisville. Even after Nolan was gone, Nolan talked him into coming here. And just a great kid, great family, great people. It was announced this week that Henry Davis and Tyler Fitzgerald will be the key speakers for the baseball leadoff dinner this year. And we'll make sure we get that information out to you all as soon as possible. Shout out to Blake and my guy Alonzo Evans tuning in on Facebook. We appreciate y'all tuning in. And shout out to my guys. Look, Louisville, Kentucky's own Dustin Jackson won the OVW Media Championship last night from Tony Gunn, who's, he's also a Louisville guy. He lives here, works here. Good dude. But Dustin's been working hard for a long time to get to a level to where he can dominate, and he did just that last night. And our guys Omar and Lawrence, they're known as in OVW as Beaches and Cream. Sam and Wes know them from the club. All I'm saying is those guys won the OVW Tag Team Championships last night against all odds. It was awesome. Whipped cream was flying everywhere after the show. They call themselves the Cream Team. I always ask them where my beaches are, beaches and cream. So shout out to the Cream Team. So listen, we'll talk about that after the show. But Shawn, we'll explain that to
3A,
you.
by the way,
3A?
for Christian Academy.
Okay, 3A. So, man, that would be something if they go back to back to back.
Beaumont's on that coaching as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I knew that Hunter and Chris were, and Keith Tolbridge used to be.
He's not anymore.
But he's at Purdue. No.
It's Doug Beaumont now. Maybe he took over for him. I don't know. And that's what maybe.
Well, they're on two different. Maybe. But anyway, there's still a gang of Cardinals on that coaching staff, and we hope if they go back to back to back, we're going to have Chris in studio to do the show. We'll probably have him in studio to do it anyway. But look, that's all the shout outs. I normally don't say much on our final last words, but I did today. Appreciate everybody's love and support. Joe from YouTube says, I'm not going to predict because it curses us, but I'm not worried. Go Pittsburgh. Isn't Stanford the only singular? Every other team uses plural. That may be true. The Green Wave, any others? I'm not really sure. This girl fight is low-key good. No, they've been swanging. Not swinging, swanging.
They just started.
Westbrook.
No, it's the other one.
No, the one before.
Oh, I know they were showing highlights of the first time these girls fought. Anyway.
These girls going to battle, says Wes Brocky. Aaron Walker says, facts, it's a good fight. Wes Brocky says, Shawn will always scream for the cream. Wes, you need to just listen. I'm not even bringing you up.
Scream Winnie. What?
Joe from YouTube says there's not many. The Alabama Crimson Tide, the Marshall Thundering Herd, North Texas Mean Green, Stanford Cardinal, Syracuse Orange, Tulane Green Wave, and Tulsa Golden Hurricane. I thought they were the Golden Hurricanes, but still, the fact that you looked that up, kudos to you, man. We definitely appreciate it. It's weird you brought up Tulsa because I didn't.
Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
It's plural. The rest of these are not plural.
I was watching the fight. I didn't even hear that. I just thought you was talking about colors and their mascot.
No.
Their nickname, whatever. Carry on.
No, that's all. Other than Marshall, that did apply. Crimson, green, Cardinal, orange, green, golden.
That's all I heard.
Listen, I will not allow Wes Brocky to say anything about Shawn screaming for the cream. Especially after all this, remind me after the show. I'll tell you about Wes Brocky and the things he allows to go on at wrestling. But anyway, guys, another awesome show. We appreciate it. Well, awesome that you all joined us. We're really happy that you all did join us. It's let's go back to the notes. Oh, we hope y'all enjoy this week. Hope y'all have a good week. Shawn's not doing his job, so I'll do it. Thanks again for all the support. We love you guys. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast. L's up. Yeah, L's up. Want to make sure I wasn't throwing a J.
Well, Jay's up too.